The Red Tower, which proudly sits along the city walls near Walmgate Bar, was originally built back in the 1400s as a watchtower and has quite a curious history.
The history really goes back to 1490 for the actual build of the tower. There was a tower here previous to that, but it was a wooden tower, but it became a more substantial construction in 1490 as a result of some funding that Richard III, bless his little cotton socks, left before he died 3 years earlier. It's built out of red brick and not the traditional stone. That caused a conflict between the tilers who were building it and the stonemasons, and which led to one of the tilers becoming murdered during the building of this tower. It got completed, and then the next event, substantial event, was the Siege of York in 1644, when Oliver Cromwell succeeded in almost demolishing this tower when he mounted his cannon batteries off Lamel Hill near the retreat and some in the St Lawrence churchyard.
2015 saw the tower taken over by a group of volunteers whose idea it was to use it as a community area. But later on that year it saw devastation for the team.
When we took it over at the beginning of 2015, a very, very enthusiastic small group of volunteers decided that they wanted to open it up for public use, for community use, and they established a little community pop-up cafe which was open on randomly but mostly throughout the summer for a few hours on a Saturday. It was equipped with furniture and bits and pieces from the local residents, from people that wanted to donate to help, and that cafe operated throughout 2015 until Boxing Day of 2015. I think we all know what happened then. The rains came and big areas of York, particularly around the Red Tower and the Navigation Road area, suffered substantially from flooding. The Red Tower was no exception. It destroyed our pop-up cafe, and we had to throw everything away, but we very, very quickly rebuilt.
To take over such an old building, vital funding was needed to be put in place to take on the full project.
We set about establishing a more long-term future, a more sustainable long-term future, and that was to look towards taking the tower over on an official basis from the City of York Council. So we applied for a 30-year lease and got it. So we did have some major funders, and the most major one being Your Venture, who is the charitable arm of Your Waste, who siphon off some of the landfill tax to put back into community use. So we got a lovely grant from those. We've had a grant from the Two Ridings Foundation, from the Health Lottery via the community volunteers, from the local ward, council ward committee, and also Everley, the Fees of St Michael's, who have provided some funding towards being able to equip the tower with its tables and its chairs and such.
And now the group are seeking volunteers to help keep the space up and running, as well as aiming to assist with people facing loneliness.
So now the renovation's been completed, we're very much kind of focusing on our downstairs community cafe. And what we really need is kind of volunteers just to help run and kind of man the cafe downstairs. Really, because within the area of Rosemary Court there's very much social isolation, and very much in the national perspective, loneliness has kind of come to the foray. And really we need volunteers just to come down and help make cups of tea, and more importantly just speak to people, really just come down and chat to the local residents and people who just drop by for a cup of tea. So getting the volunteers is very much key in not only the running of the Red Tower, but kind of successfully locally battling social isolation.
Reimagining the old buildings around the city appears to certainly be one way of keeping York's possibly forgotten history alive. Luke Taylor, That's TV.